and welcome to episode 68 of Formidable Opponents, a show that picks three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me always Bob and Joseph, and this week we are arguing Best Halloween Song. Let's talk about the importance of mood music. When we want to completely be totally ensconced in attitude and environment, we turn to mood music. When you're feeling angry, spirited, romantic, or you want to feel frightened, there is nothing better than partnering those dispositions with mood music. Or just put on a Tool album. They have all those emotions covered. Halloween reminds us subconsciously of primordial times. Non-linear sounds, animalistic sounds, haunting lyrics, they trigger our fear of being chased by dangerous predators. Speaking of which, they prepare us for 2 straight months of Mariah Carey. Halloween songs Halloween songs can be viewed as organized chaos. They are mostly absurd, but like a distant relative wishing you a happy birthday on your social media timeline, they are there and they are reliable. The themes are strong, the rhythms are fun because Halloween is fun. I mean, what other time of year can you dress up as a dirty, decaying hobo? Halloween, of course, or it's just another Tuesday if you're Rob Zombie. This week on Formidable Opponents, we discuss and debate Best Halloween Song. With me, as always, the only 2 guys under the age of 60 who know all the moves to the Monster Mash, Bob and Joseph. How are you guys doing?
Is there moves? I thought you just made a bunch of weird faces like Bobby Boris did in the music video.
Yeah, speaking of that, that's the first time I had seen him live, sing that song live. It was actually pretty cool. I was like, you know what? He got into the character of it. Real nice.
Yeah, he's just like a dude in a suit trying to make scary faces while he's singing the song or telling
That
the
was
story.
awesome.
Yeah, it's early. Joseph just awoke from his coffin, and he's trying to close all the blinds because it is early.
There's a lot of light outside, and I don't like it.
we usually shoot our show like around 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock at night, and we decided to turn the tables and go a little bit earlier. So
yes.
We have football tonight. Yeah.
So guys, we're talking about Halloween. This is our last Halloween episode for the year. We are going to take a break after this. So no Halloween episodes next week. But I mean, so far, are you guys in the spirit? Have you seen some cool decorations outside your neighborhood? What are the kids saying? What's going on in your Halloween lives?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood is pretty much, they have Halloween decorations up. We have them all over our house. Some not even intended. We have spider webs everywhere. Fucking spiders. We like to get in the spirit of Halloween. I know so is our neighborhood. We've been watching a crap load of horror movies, Halloween themed movies lately, and I love this part of the year. Like I've mentioned before on the show, I love watching horror movies. What did we watch? I think last night or this morning I was watching Halloween. I mentioned to you all guys we were watching the movies that made us, and we're watching the Halloween version of that, and they're going into all the background and how they shot the movie and all that good stuff. It's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on Netflix.
For me, other than just watching, I saw Annabelle Creation the other day. I had wanted to try to watch the Paranormal Activity movies, and I saw that one. I was able to see that one. Of course it's good. I love all those movies, but it feels weird this year. I there's no decorations around me. Like people don't get into that, at least where I live. And so I don't know. It's
no one's maybe because it's 100 fucking degrees outside.
Yeah, that
maybe
too.
Because the weather doesn't match the gloom and the horror movie type. There's no rain. It's just hot as shit down here. So maybe that's
we'll see. We haven't gotten for sure whether or not we're gonna dress up to work, which is usually can be cool. We haven't gotten word whether or not we're going to do that yet.
Dressed up. Speaking of which, we dressed up. It was my son's birthday this past week. Well, it's on Tuesday, but we had a little birthday party for him yesterday, and he wanted everybody to dress up. So that was pretty cool. It kind of got me in the spirit of Halloween, being able to dress up, but it was pretty hot. It's like 98 degrees yesterday.
Opening questions. You're throwing a Halloween party and you're putting together a playlist. What are some of the elements you're looking for? I mean, are you looking for funny, scary, danceable? What are the most important things you're looking for in a Halloween song?
What can I drink to? I'm just kidding. No, it's got to be something that people can dance to, or something that people can sing along with or bob their head to. It doesn't necessarily have to be quote unquote scary. If it sets like a cool mood, that's cool. But I think a lot of people like party music, so you kind of want that. I don't know, like Halloween songs that people can like move around to or bob their head to or drink to. That's my favorite category right there. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
Well, for me personally, I'm looking for death growls and machine gun drumming. Yeah, kind of like what Bob said. You got to be if it's a Halloween party or something like that. Yeah, you got to be able to dance. I would like for the songs to have a little bit of an eeriness to them. Maybe the
Death March. Or funeral march.
Yeah, yes. If it works, if they can mix it into a song that you can groove to. The lyrics. I'm personally looking for, at least like for Halloween songs, to have some kind of maybe spooky lyrics or subject matter. And I know that there's a lot of songs out there that aren't considered Halloween songs, but that have that, so they can get thrown into this mix.
Speaking of which, we were watching music videos, and Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson came out, and Joe's like, that's not really a Halloween song. What do you think about that, Rand? Can I end the debate here?
But you got to talk about are you talking about the Manson version or the original?
No, the Manson version, of course, obviously the Manson version.
I think
he kind of makes it dark.
I think it's a Halloween song.
He makes it dark.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought
Annie Lennox.
Okay, that's
Annie
what
Lennox
I was referring to.
Makes me want to do cocaine and dance.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, then I was referring to Annie Lennox version. Like she didn't with the intentions of like it ever sounding like
By the way, Annie Lennox is fucking amazing.
She is. I don't care for Walking on Broken Glass. That song could go.
What about Walking on Sunshine?
That one's good. The thing about
that song.
The thing about Marilyn Manson's Sweet Dreams, I always think about the part in the video because they try to make it as fucked up. This guy was just sensationalistic. I don't know how much in the occult and all that satanic stuff he believes in, but there's a part in the video where he like propositions a pig, like, can I ride you? Like he's talking to the pig. Doesn't he ride like a pot-bellied pig?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, he does. All right.
That may have been the wrong version. You downloaded off of LimeWire.
No, he's riding a pig in the video. Like, what the fuck is this for?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I guess it does, because there's that one part where he's like, sweet dreams, and he's kind of whispering. So yeah, it's, you know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Manson's version, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marilyn Manson, if you had to pick one band to play your Halloween party, just one band, who would it be? Whose catalog are you looking for?
Oh shit, go for it, Joseph.
I got one. If you need a
The Cramps.
The Cramps. Okay.
The Creeps. Yeah, that's Joseph.
No, not. Well, I would love Creeps to play. That would be great. Okay, but I'm talking about the Cramps.
Who are the Cramps?
They're like an old kind of rockabilly.
Oh, cool.
Horror band type. This
like
matters. They got a bunch of good songs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Rand, who would you?
I would love the Creeps.
I said. God damn it.
I would go for the Ramones. I like the subtlety of bands not trying to sound like scary. The Ramones were just punk, but you could play just about any of their songs at a Halloween party. I think the Ramones would be my choice.
I would go with Kiss. I'm gonna go different because they're
good.
Yeah, makeup and blood and tongues and fireworks and lights and all that shit. I think it'd be a really cool Halloween party having Kiss play the party.
Only if they end with Beth. If they end with Beth.
What was it? No, what's their scariest song? It's not the one they took off their makeup to. It was like 16 or some shit like that. And you're like, Jesus
16.
Christ.
Yeah,
you're
awful.
like, Jesus Christ, bro, why don't you pump the brakes there a little bit?
Yeah.
But Kiss would be cool.
Next question, guys. Is there a song out there that you believe many people feel is a Halloween song, but it's not a Halloween song? I have to start off this conversation. Backstreet's Back is not a Halloween song. It's just a Halloween video or whatever, a monster video, whatever.
But are you sexual?
Yes, that's the scariest part of the song. But I don't consider that a Halloween song. I think a lot of people mistake it for a Halloween song. I don't hear any Halloween in that song other than the music video, which is kind of lame. What do you guys think?
This was kind of tough when you sent this question, or you proposed this question. I was like, well, I had to go look at, I looked at the songs that I'm going to get into in honorable mentions, and I think that they have a Halloween vibe. I could be wrong, but so it took me a while, and I was leaning towards just siding with you, because I fully believe, Backstreet's Back's, for as popular as the song is, yes, the video is, you can play that during Halloween, and I guess it's cool, but it's not necessarily. It's about being, guys asking guys whether or not they're sexual. But for me, no, when I looked at some lists and I was like, oh yeah, that one. So I brought for this question, my answer would be Freaks Come Out at Night by Whodini.
Okay.
Which gets lumped into some of these playlists, but That's not what this song is about. The song is about, love making and the sexual freakness that some people have. Like the song is called "The Freaks Come Out at Night." It's not about like Halloween zombies coming out at night or freaky monsters coming out at night. It's completely different. It's completely different.
And I'm gonna go with "Witchy Woman" by the Beagles. That's another one. That doesn't really. I saw it on a couple of lists, and I was like, it's not really Halloween. They're just talking about a woman that broke his heart or was very mean to him.
that one was what about a witchy woman?
Witchy woman,
the Eagles.
Okay, yeah. I know that song. Well. I don't consider that a Halloween song either. I did not see that on any list.
Really? What about She Wolf by Shakira, huh? What do you think about
no, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. That's not Halloween.
I think that's stretching it. I think Halloween songs have to fall into a certain category that a lot of the songs we're going to mention on honorable mentions fall into. And speaking of which, let's go. I am going to add "Freaks Come Out at Night" to my seduction playlist, Joseph.
It's a good song. It's a good song. Like, it's a good song to play to get people to dance at a party or something like that. But
just not a Halloween party.
Yeah.
No. So honorable mentions, guys. Who wants to go first?
I had a couple of, you got to go with, especially for a Halloween party, Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me.
Yeah.
The one-hit wonder, it probably was only popular because Michael Jackson sang on the song.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I had the Monster Mash, I Put a Spell on You by Screamin' Jay Hawkins. This Sam the Sham, Little Red Riding Hood. I felt
good one.
Just creepy enough. We saw it last night. We were talking about it last night, me and Joseph. Very, got a creepy vibe to it. I think that's an excellent Halloween song. And of course, Don't Fear the Reaper. Yes. The Blue Oyster Cult version is really, really good. And also the remake they did for, I believe it's Scream, on the Scream soundtrack. They did a Don't Fear the Reaper, like a cover of it. It was really, really good. Those are the best ones of that I didn't pick.
Yeah, man, I had a Monster Mash as well. I got Monster in Love by the Von Vons. I got My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, Ghetto Boys. I don't know. To me, it's a Halloween.
Yeah.
To me, you can play it during Halloween. I also had I Put a Spell on You by Screaming Jay, everybody. The original shock rocker. Not that hocus pocus stuff. Anyway, I got Halloween by Stephen Lynch. Boris is that's a crazy song. If y'all know who Stephen Lynch is, he's a comedian. He's a musical comedian, and he writes these funny songs. He has one called Halloween. Its subject matter is a little crazy.
I like that and Craig Price.
But it's funny, yeah. I got Boris the Spider by The Who, Season of the Witch by Donovan. And this one right now, I remembered the other day, and I thought to myself, fuck, probably should have went with this song. This is probably...
Don't say it. Just change your pick.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stick with my song. I like my song. But I got last but not least, most definitely, Bela Lugosi's "Dead" by Boss House.
I've not heard that one.
You never heard Bela Lugosi's "Dead"?
I have not.
Oh man, it's perfect for any Halloween party.
You have, I can tell, like about a handful of our listeners are running to their Google and YouTube and they're gonna type that in and check it out.
Never heard that song?
It's like, this guy's a genius.
Bela Lugosi's "Dead." You never heard that song? It's like the original like goth. It's credited with being like the beginning of goth rock. I guess.
All right. So
really good song.
I have to check that one out. That one sounds great. So my honorable mentions, I have "Don't Fear the Reaper." The only reason I didn't go with this one because the SNL skit. I think when you hear "Don't Fear the Reaper," you think of Will Ferrell.
More cowbell.
Yeah, more cowbell. Also, do you guys remember a movie called The Stoned Age? It was like a knockoff of Dazed and Confused. It's when all the 70s high school movies were coming back in the early 90s. There was a movie called The Stoned Age. I think the premise was they're trying to go see a Blue Oyster Cult concert, or they had just come back from a Blue Oyster Cult concert, and they were playing "Don't Fear the Reaper." I think that was the first time I'd heard that song on that movie. It's a really lame 70s movie, but if you want a campy, sort of fun, quick comedy, that's a good movie to check out. It's not funny, but it's interesting. Hell's Bells by AC/DC. I think that's a must play. Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. I think it's great.
Oingo Boingo.
Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads.
Yeah, dude, I love that one. Right, Joseph? Yeah. Joseph knows. I'll get drunk and I'll keep playing it over and over so him and Dina get all pissed off at me.
I got Ghostbusters, of course. Ray Parker Jr. You got to have it. Monster Mash. There was a joke I'd read online where this is a song about mansplaining because, you know, the women will say he did the mash and then the guy says he did the monster mash. Like he's correcting the women. So kind of mansplaining,
really? Really? That song?
It's a great song. Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon. I think you can't go wrong by playing. Yeah.
So did they rip off Sweet Home Alabama or what the fuck? What's the
I think
story
it's Kid Rock sampled both of them on that summer song, right? Or,
yeah, for sure. But like they both do kind of have a similar something.
A little bit. I could hear it a little bit.
It's that little ting.
The little ting.
What does Vanilla Ice say? Some shit like that.
People Are Strange by Echo and the Bunnymen. The cover is by Echo and the Bunnymen. It plays on Lost Boys. Love that song. Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Pet Cemetery by the Ramones. I Put a Spell on You. I think both of you guys like that song as well. Here's one that I went with that's unconventional. Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys. Just because.
Elvira.
Yeah. I think it's a great Halloween song. Yeah.
I think People Are Strange is probably your best pick right there. I love that song, especially by the Doors. It's a great Halloween song.
You know, you're talking about Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. The story behind that is that he's Berry Gordy's son. So that's why they got Michael Jackson to sing the hook, because it was pure nepotism. But it is a great Halloween song, and it is a good one-hit wonder. So so good picks all around.
And he looked like the boyfriend from Coming to America, too. So it worked out perfectly. Just let your soul glow.
So we're going to get into our selections, and I'm going first. And first, I want to start off by saying I'm not like the other guys. I'm picking the one and only Michael Jackson, Thriller, and we're going to talk strictly about the song, of course. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the music video in this song. On December 2nd, 1983, MTV hit another level. One 13-minute music video completely changes the game. They had to start this video with a disclaimer from Michael Jackson. That's how hardcore Halloween this song was, right? Due to my strong personal convictions, I want to stress that this film in no way endorses a belief in the occult. So for Michael Jackson, the man who wore glittery socks and designer sweaters, he had to tell people he didn't believe in Satan. Take that, Marilyn Manson. Okay, so we mentioned last week, guys, we were talking about how Michael Jackson reached out to an American Werewolf in London director, John Landis, and the man who won the Academy Award for makeup on that movie, the brilliant Rick Baker, to put this incredible video together. I mean, they did a bang-up job. Nobody had seen a music video like this before. It was incredible. And by the way, An American Werewolf in London, just an amazing movie. It's my second favorite. Female nurse falls in love with her male patient behind Hard to Kill. You remember when Steven Seagal is in the midst of a coma and the nurse played by Kelly LeBrock peeks under his blanket and sighs, "Too bad this man has been asleep for 7 years because he has such a great looking penis." Okay.
Speaking of terrible horror movies.
Breaking all sorts of medical and ethical laws, HIPAA, I don't know, but I mean, peeking under the blanket of a comatose man and sighing like it's too bad he's almost dead, because look at that tremendous cock.
Look at that. Imagine it coming back to life. Broken dream.
You know, Steven Seagal wrote that scene and everything. You got to talk about that. Come on, you got to have her peek under the blanket. I don't care. Okay. Anyway, that's horrible. Okay. Let's talk about another prick. Let's talk about Michael Jackson. Okay. So Thriller was written by British songwriter Rod Temperton. Okay, the British are scary. I mean, you have to see what they eat, right? And you know that they don't care about anything. This is a rare pop song with a horror theme. We had these novelty horror songs, and we were talking about them earlier in an honorable mention. They were just pelted with these novelty songs. But this song had mass appeal and quickly became a Halloween go-to. And from Michael Jackson before he looked scary, right? I mean, he was making this scary music video. Okay, and video music aside, right? You cannot have a party, especially a Halloween party, without Thriller. I mean, ask Lamar Latrell. This works in any party. The song revolutionized the Halloween party song and the most prescient song of the highest selling album of all time. A little trivia, guys. Do you know what the second highest selling album is of all time? Thriller's number 1. Do you guys know what number 2 is?
What's number 2?
Back in Black by AC/DC. Incredible,
there you go.
So it manages to be fun. Thriller does. It's danceable and spooky all time. At the same time, no other song in history does what it does. Vincent Price, we know, has a quick little rap in the song. The Master of Horror, he raps. But by the way, Price had the opportunity to accept a $20,000 payout for his part or take a percentage of the album sales. He took the $20,000 and missed out on millions. So that is in itself is scary. If this wasn't scary enough, Michael Jackson hung out with a chimp and bought the bones of the Elephant Man. Take that, Slipknot. Michael Jackson, scariest song, scariest music video, best Halloween song. What do you guys got for me? Shimon, come on.
El Hihi, you haven't seen that? He's a Mexican. If you go into a mirror and scream El Hihi, if you scream Shimon 4 different times, that El Hihi will come to scare you off or whatever it is. You haven't seen that stupid meme? And it's like a bad, like, overly make-up Michael Jackson as the picture. Anyways, I love the fact that you mentioned American Werewolf in London getting the director to come shoot the video. The transformation scene in American Werewolf in London is my favorite of all time. Yes. Next, only second best to a really low budget, the Monster Squad's werewolf transformation, which I thought was fucking amazing too. You would think I had really high hopes for Thriller because of the werewolf transformation, and he turns into this fucked up house cat, you know, an adult house cat that he looks like. That doesn't look like a fucking werewolf. He looks like a fucked up house cat that was overgrown. That got the same ooze that the Ninja Turtles did apparently, or some shit like that, wearing a Letterman. So, you know, very bad on that director. I thought the makeup artist should have done a lot better on that shit. You're the one, you know, I had to bring this up. You've given me shit so many times about, oh, Master of Puppets, it's just so long of a song. And if it had only stopped earlier in Bohemian Rhapsody, too long of a song. Now you go with the longest fucking 13, 14 minutes. It's a movie, man. It's a short movie. That's what this is. The song is great. Michael Jackson's great. The dancing scenes and the zombie makeup and I thought was fucking excellent. The song is extremely catchy. I wouldn't call it the great. It's extremely overplayed. Like the Monster Mash. Like I think it's a novelty song when it comes to Halloween. It is top 3 in my point of view, obviously, but I think it's become novelty. Like the Monster Mash. I asked a few people about what's the best Halloween song of all time, and they all said it's got to be the Monster Mash. But it just feels so novelty to me. You know, 2 kitties, so like you know what I mean? So, but I love Thriller. I love the music video. The only thing I didn't like was that house cat werewolf transformation bullshit. What is the Vincent Price thing is the one thing that I absolutely love. I'm a huge fan of Vincent Price. I have a couple of his vinyl albums where he's telling short stories, scary stories, poetry, shit like that. I have all his movies on DVD, and I love his movies. I've already seen like 7 of them over the past like 2 or 3 weeks because it's Halloween. So kudos, good job with them with getting, you know, Rockwell got Michael Jackson got Vincent Price. You know, it all worked out for him.
It's gonna come out as the best on a lot of, you know, people's selections, you know, magazine publications, and people that our listeners might just go ahead and agree that, because like it's a good song, dude. I do love this song. I thought the video was cool, the whole process, the whole thing. I ended up, I think I remember back in the day seeing like a behind the scenes making of documentary about this video, and I thought it was cool. I mean, they went through a lot, you know, and I know we're talking about the song, so, but the video kind of plays into that too. So I kind of want to separate them, but you know, you kind of can't. I do agree with Bob about the cat though, or the wolf, excuse me. I think because we watched it. Yeah, we watched it, and I told him the other day, I said he looks scarier when he's like pre-transfer, when he you know, just before he gets to, you know, the full-on wolf. I thought he looked scarier. You know, like I said, it's definitely, you can dance to it, obviously. We saw that in I know you mentioned Revenge of the Nerds. I love that scene. I love that song. I was talking to Bob about this. I was like, this is a scene where this is a song that helped Poindexter discover his groin region. And you know, he had no idea how any of that worked. And for some reason, Thriller is a song that got him to start pumping. So
the noise.
So yeah, I mean, if it has the power and the ability to do that, then I mean, yeah, it's definitely a top tier song. You know, the album itself, Thriller, is a great album.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, I kind of see what Bob's saying, how when you listen to that album, when you listen to Thriller, when you get to Thriller, if you're listening to it from front and back, all you can kind of think about now is Halloween. So it kind of takes any other, like, you know, feelings about the song away from it, because a lot of the songs on the Thriller album are about like love, and so here's this one song. And so yeah, I think I kind of agree with what Bob said there, where how this song is strictly like Halloween now. It is what it is, but you can dance to it. It's perfect for any Halloween party, so I do think it's definitely up there on this list, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to agree with you, and it's just not my favorite. It's not my pick. So, but yeah, it's a great song.
It was at one point it was my favorite. Then I saw the Indian version of it, and I was like, "Fuck this shit." The Indian guy, whoever. If y'all haven't seen it, we posted a small clip on our Instagram page.
It's better.
The Indian version of Thriller is way fucking better. And I will put money down that it's way funnier and way more entertaining than Michael Jackson's Thriller.
And if I could understand the lyrics, I would love to hear what he's actually saying.
It's a hell of a lot scarier, too.
First of all, I got two things to say. Number one, you guys ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. And secondly, I think that this song is just such a Halloween staple because I don't know. And Joseph, you brought up a great point. Thriller, one of the best albums ever. You have songs on there that are light, that are romantic, and then you have
Beat It.
Beat It, yeah, which in a way is romantic too, right? And then if you're by yourself, anyway. And then you have Thriller, and it totally changes the game. And the video, I remember watching that same documentary, Joseph, and it kind of loses its luster when you're talking to Michael Jackson. He's sitting there with John Landis, and John Landis is like tickling his foot. He's like, the only way to get Michael Jackson to laugh is to tickle his foot. So it kind of loses its like horror when you're looking at the background of it.
But I was still very much appalled.
But I mean, the fact that, the dancing, the choreography, the makeup, I mean, you can't go wrong with Rick Baker because he's done such a tremendous job everywhere else. But I kind of have to agree with Bob a little bit when he says you do this phenomenal makeup on American Werewolf in London, but the transformation isn't quite the same. It's kind of lost, like, it's like his C-level work on the makeup. I know we're not talking about video, we're talking about song, but I will give you that the makeup could have been a lot better, but maybe it was something with MTV and they didn't want to go over the top like they did on American Werewolf in London, but I don't know. They could answer that.
The zombies, I mentioned the zombies. The zombies look so fucking amazing. Like the makeup on the dancers, the backup dancers.
They did even then, makeup on him too.
But then they turn him into a zombie and he looks like a crackhead. He didn't even look like he's all great. He just looks. I can't wait for y'all to see our cover art this week. It looks pretty great. But yeah, those are my only two gripes with it. I thought, being the star and as well as they did with all the zombie makeup, I thought the werewolf makeup would have been over the top phenomenal, and it kind of looked it just didn't do it for me. Hold on real quick before we move on, is it the same jacket that he used in Beat It, the same red jacket, or is this
no, this is different.
It didn't have that many zippers, or
or like it didn't have like the glittery stuff on the shoulders. This was a different jacket.
Okay, he's bringing it back. It's bringing it back.
Great jacket. All right, on to our next selection. Bob, what do you got for us?
Oh, man. So I went in a completely different direction. This is a song that's a Halloween song, but it doesn't sound scary, but it actually very much is so. So I went with CCR's Bad Moon Rising, because what's scarier than a band of white dudes from El Cerrito, California, telling all the minorities in their town to don't go out at night because there's a bad moon on the rise, right? I found it I found it look a little bit strange that John Fogerty and the rest of the band look an awful lot like Dahmer in his documentary. So it's kind of creepy, and they all live in California too, where the number one hotspot for serial killers is. But Bad Moon Rising was one of my favorite songs. Again, that big connection to American Werewolf in London. It was featured on that movie, and I love that movie a lot. It's one of my favorites from the 80s. This song in itself, I've always had a real liking to it, and it really does fit the Halloween-esque type of thing. I know it's kind of upbeat. Even the bands brought it up. Like, we wrote the lyrics and we kind of pieced together. They came up with the beat and the sound of the song, and then they kind of pieced together the lyrics together. They're like, well, it's kind of off. It's kind of like this yin and this yang, because it's kind of an upbeat song, but then you read the lyrics or you listen to the lyrics and you're like, holy shit, this is really dark. This is kind of creepy. I'll read a few of them real quick. Don't go around at night. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you get your things together. Hope you're quite prepared to die. It looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Like, there's a lot of really, really creepy lyrics that go along with it. He says he wrote the song, and it's kind of like about the apocalypse and about the end of the world, and that's kind of different thing. I know CCR, it really just has a lot of great music, and they have a lot of good Vietnam type of songs too as well. For him to write a song like this, it's kind of creepy, especially since they're I would consider them or I'd consider the song kind of an upbeat song, but to have these dark, really, really dark lyrics in the '60s, I think it fits really, really perfectly, and I like the contrast between it. What do y'all think about it?
I love this song. I really enjoy CCR. I mean, you can't be the best Halloween song with the misheard lyrics. There's the bathroom on the right, which they know, and it's been a long running joke. And I think John Fogerty has actually ended the song with that line, and he'll point to the bathrooms on the right hand side. In a Rolling Stone interview, John Fogerty explained that the lyrics were inspired by a movie called The Devil and Daniel Webster, in which a hurricane wipes out most of the town. This is where he got the idea for the words, "I feel the hurricane blowing. I hope you're quite prepared to die." Overall, he said that the song is about the apocalypse, like you mentioned, Bob, and that this was going to be visited upon us and not to be played while you're grinding up against a woman in a sexy Pikachu costume, okay? It's about the apocalypse, not about getting your groove on in Halloween. Anyway.
There's a sexy Pikachu costume?
I would imagine there is. Not that I know. Okay, they did use this in An American Werewolf in London in the Twilight Zone, and Twilight Zone the movie. So the anticipation of the full moon. So it is a great horror movie song. I think it complements it well. It does sound like a bunch of guys threatening people, and the way John, I don't want to go too hard.
I was okay. It was a joke, by the way, Rand. You don't think of that?
Yeah. Oh, no, but it does sound very Deliverance, like, and we talked about this before. John Fogerty is a California guy, and he sounds like he's from the bayou of Louisiana. Exactly. I mean, the fact that he has that soulful or that voice from that region is incredible. So when you think of that region and you think of all the scary shit, well, I mean, this song's going to scare the shit out of you if you watch Deliverance, maybe smoke something, and these guys are coming out at you. I don't know. So it sounds like a happy song, and you mentioned this, and you had a lot of points that I had actually, but the lyrics are ominous. So points there. I love it. I co-sign on that. I like this song. I do like it for Halloween, so I'll give you that. CCR is so good at capturing events like Fortunate Son for over the Vietnam movies that they use a lot. It's a perfect werewolf transformation song, but I think that after American Werewolf in London, it was laid out so perfectly that I can't see it as the best Halloween song other than attaching it to that scene in particular. Maybe early in the party before the guy dressed up as Dracula accuses the woman dressed up as a Chola on cheating on him with a guy dressed as the Incredible Hulk. Maybe that's a good early party song. It's a good tension building song, good disaster song. I like it for Halloween early in the party before people like me get emotional and sentimental, wolfing down alcohol and orange and black cupcakes, right?
It's a song that you hear when you decide to take a shot for. You're like, oh shit, bad moons arise, let's go.
Yeah. You don't want to listen to the song too late in the party because shit will go down. You're gonna call an ex, or you're going to get too emotional because something about that guitar just brings something out in people. It's like a transformation, like a werewolf transformation. But Joseph, get me out of this, Joseph. What do you think?
Go ahead, Joseph.
Well, to be honest with you,
don't say you don't know the song, liar.
No. I didn't. I did it for the. Sorry. I've always just listened to this song and assumed it was about hurricane. And I know there is kind of that reference in there, but I never had any reason to want to delve into the lyrics and do what Bob did and give with the reasons that Bob gave for his selection. I never did that, and so hearing that. Cool. I didn't realize that. Because I was just going to come to this and tell you, like, dude, I really don't hear anything other than like, oh, it's a hurricane. Like, I know hurricanes suck, obviously. That's what this song's about. It's not necessarily Halloween because it's just about, and then in general, I always kind of associated the song with like just a bad situation and the times that, that the country was in when the song came out. I've always assumed it's kind of like, it's about, the storm brewing, the racial tension and things like that back in the 60s. I thought that's kind of always what I thought the song was about, and I never had any reason to look further into it. Do think the song is great. I love it, and it's cool, Bob. I didn't know any of that. So hearing your argument for it and the reasons behind the song and the actual inspiration for it is interesting. And I can now I can kind of see what Randy's talking about when he says, hey, play it in the beginning. It's an interesting pick, man. I kind of, my hands are tied. I was ready to just kind of like, just tell you like, Bob, no, this is just about like bad situations in general. That's what the song is about. Like the bad moon rising, like, hey, just prepare yourself for a shitty situation that's about to take place. Yeah, I didn't really know the apocalypse references and things like that. So interesting pick, man. I'll give you that. I was, like I said, I was ready to just come at you and say, dude, this is about like a hurricane.
bro.
I will say, seeing a bunch of guys who look like CCR driving to this song compared to dancing zombies, I'd be more scared of the guys dancing. If it's night, if it's about nightfall, and I'm walking home from the store and I see a bunch of guys that look like CCR, I'm like hauling ass home.
It's a Dahmer glass.
They look like Jeffrey. They do. But so I will say it's a scarier song in certain contexts.
I think like if you in any werewolf type of movie, I think this song would fit in
that works.
For sure.
That works.
Yeah,
most definitely.
For sure. In an American Werewolf in London, I think all the songs on the soundtrack have to deal with the moon. I think they got like Blue Moon, and
I think there was only like 5 songs that they have for the entire movie, and they all hit like crazy.
I know there's cover versions of this song, but I think somebody can take this and really give it that fucking vibe, like the real creep vibe.
So like Marilyn Manson.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't have to necessarily be him, but somebody could really
no.
slow the tempo down.
Slow it down, yeah, for sure.
More of a menacing voice doing the lyrics.
Like Pink Floyd was singing it, like they did in Brain Damage, the Lunatics on the Grass. Like I think that would. I think they could if they had. I bet you they could spin this.
It can definitely be, can definitely be not necessarily improved, but elaborated
spin,
on. I guess.
Different spin.
Yeah. Give a different spin.
For sure.
Folks.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to throw out a quick, like, it kind of reminds me of
Go ahead.
what's that? It's who sings "Don't You Remember You Told Me You Loved Me, Baby"?
The Carpenters.
Okay, have you heard that creepy ass serial killer cover of it
by Ruben Studdard?
No.
He
got some talent. He could have done it, Joseph.
I'm sorry for 2004. Yeah.
No. There's I don't know who sings it. It's like a real soft spoken. The guy's like, "Don't you remember you told me you loved me?" And that's it's really weird. But I don't remember who sings
it. The same band from Old School?
No.
I can't think of Superstar without thinking of that scene from Tommy Boy where they're both crying.
They're singing Edis too after that.
You can change. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, change it if you want. I can live with it if you can. Anyway, let's get to my pick.
All right, Jesse, your pick. Going off the rails here. Okay.
Yeah, it had a little fun. Fuck it. It's the afternoon.
That's because we haven't even been drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw that out there.
I'm wide awake. I just woke up. So I went with House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie.
Yes.
So the title alone gives it Halloween credit. Let's just say that. It's got this real eerie vibe, real sound of like dread song that I do personally love this song. I love to drive around during October blasting this down the road so that everybody can hear it. It's real creepy. The lyrics are a brief, summary of the subjects of the actual Rob Zombie movie, House of a Thousand Corpses. It's a real movie, so this song was written for that movie, part of the soundtrack. There's something about the groove of it too. I fully believe it's got this like sort of dance vibe to it if you really listen to it. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like used in strip clubs during the month of October. And honestly, it sounds like
I'm changing my pick.
He won this one, Justin.
I would not be surprised if I went if I went to a place in October and somebody's a young lady is dancing to the
night
in macabre makeup,
and her name is like Gothica or some shit.
It sounds like I said, it sounds like a good time to me. There's a few sound bites throughout the song from the movie thrown in. The laughing of Baby, one of the characters from the film, who's played by his wife.
Baby in the corner.
Overall, it's just got a real like creepy, scary vibe to it that, like I said, works perfect for Halloween and Halloween parties catered to the adults. It ends with some like eerie choir. It ends with with some eerie choir like type chorus. I don't know. Hopefully you listened to the whole song when I told you guys this was my selection. And so it's got that scary choir stuff and then some odd like notes played on the piano that, just kind of over and over, giving it that real weird, creepy ending. I read in a comment on YouTube about this song, and the commenter said he was working at a haunted house attraction and that sometimes they would play this song throughout the house at night, and then it just really added to the overall scare factor of the haunted house. So I think that's even better. Like, I mean, the song is called "A House of a Thousand Corpses." I mean, that doesn't spell Halloween, then I don't know what does. Again, like I said, I love this song, so I am a bit biased. But that's my pick, man. So what do you guys think?
I will say this. You mentioned this is a good strip club song. Maybe if you're going to a strip club with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, I mean, that's the Gecko Brothers. Okay, I looked up Rob Zombie's Wikipedia. First, I learned that his real last name isn't Zombie, so I learned something.
Obviously,
I was surprised.
It is now. It is now, though. He did change his name.
All right, gotcha.
Legally.
Gotcha. I was surprised with his ethical convictions. No drugs, no alcohol, no meat, maybe no showers, water conservation. I don't know. I can't confirm. But for someone who loves Satan, he sure looks like he's going to heaven. I'll just say that. So kudos to Rob Zombie. I loved The Devil's Rejects. I don't know if that's a movie.
Great movie. Yes.
It's a wonderful movie.
It's the part 2 to this one.
It's an excellent movie. One of the best movies of 2005.
It's better than House of a Thousand Corpses. I'm sorry.
To me, that's the only Rob Zombie movie I like is The Devil's Rejects. I thought it was a great cast, great pacing. I remember renting it, watching it late night one night, and I was floored. I thought it was a great movie. Anyway, I don't like any of his other movies. Werewolf Woman of the SS fake trailer.
That would have been
Grindhouse.
cool.
That would have been cool. Yeah, that one's aside. So this is a great haunted house song, Joseph. I had it on my notes too. I think we read the same comments. If you go to a haunted house and you want to be scared, this is the song that should be playing. Haunted house, strip club, same thing, right? I had never heard it. So
which one are you going to have more fun in?
Well, I'll spend more.
It depends.
I'll spend less money in the haunted house. Okay, so I had never heard it, so I was pleasantly surprised. I would never play this song other than on Halloween. And maybe that's your angle, Joseph. Maybe that's your argument. This is a true blue Halloween song. So many of Rob Zombie's songs are Halloween, playable. I mean, Dragula, Living Dead Girl. Pick a scary Rob Zombie song is like picking a Hallmark Christmas movie. They're all the same, right? Same plot. And the songs are kind of the same way. He's a Halloween icon that gave us the horrible Monsters reboot. But hey, you know what? He's still an icon. I am okay with this song. If things get weird, like a seance broke out, this is a song that busts out. As I mentioned before, I personally wouldn't listen to it outside Halloween, but I can hear this like an intro to like a true crime show. The guitar part is good. And get rid of all the screams. I think it's an awesome thing.
I really do think that when Joseph chose this song, I was like, oh, that's definitely, if you're a metal fan or a hard rock fan, this is your style of Halloween song, You're not gonna jam to it and dance to it at a Halloween party, but
I am.
If you and say mosh as a dance. If you're a Halloween fan and you're a metal fan, I mean, Rob Zombie's right up your alley. We mentioned Dragula and More Human Than Human. Living Dead Girl. Yes. Even Astro Creep, dude. I mean, that was More Human Than a Human. Astro Creep. I don't really have a big argument against it, other than I think that Halloween is supposed to be scary, supposed to be, dark and gothic, but it's also supposed to have a little bit of funness to it, you know what I mean? Because it is, it's for kids and for adults. So I think since it's very dark and very metal and very over the top, I think that could maybe prevent it a little bit from being, and I'm going to sound like such a pussy right now, but from being the number one Halloween song of all time. It is a great song. I do feel like there's nothing about it that's not dark and Halloween, and you know what I mean, and it fits that mold perfectly. Other than like, I don't, not even know the piano, the spooky sounds that they add to it and all that extra shit. I loved it. I love that they used it for the movie, and I agree with Rand that Devil's Rejects is probably his best movie. Please, I mean, you can give the Monsters a shot, but I just couldn't finish it. I tried. I gave it like 40 minutes of my time, and I was like, oh, it was a little too kiddie for me. So, but this is a good pick, man. This is a good pick. I like it a lot. I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't say it's the one you want to hear at a Halloween party, but it's definitely a Halloween-themed metal song or a hard rock song.
So, Joseph, let me ask you this. I think most people would say Living Dead Girl is probably his calling card song or Dragula. Why this one over those which are more popular in his catalog?
I do think they're good songs. They're just a little too upbeat for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I like this one, the feel and the tone that I'm sure, like, I don't know, had you ever heard the song before, Randy, before I told you?
I had not heard it.
And so when you heard it, I'm sure you put it on in your headphones, you were sitting and you were listening to it, and it just had that, like,
spit out your cereal.
You mentioned the guitar, that opening guitar part, it's just weird. It's something about, and it goes back to like, and maybe I shouldn't talk about this, but that weird like Bayou type, like it gave me. This is a song that like the Wyatts would listen to.
Yeah,
you know, in the WWE.
Yeah, the Wyatt family.
Yeah. So it's just a creepy combination.
Fried steak.
It's a creepy combination. They make those movies where like it's like back, and this is
backwoods
Louisiana type shit. So they do. I mean, that they've made a lot of movies like that where they try to like scare you, like the swamps, and don't go out.
You hear the banjo, you're fucked.
They do that. So it's kind of that guitar part gave me that vibe. And I really, like I said, I really do like it. It gives me this weird dread, creepy vibe. And like if I did go to a haunted house and they were playing that while I was walking through it, that'd be really fucking cool. That really would be.
I want to apologize to our Louisiana listeners because we've honestly made a bunch of jokes about, it means I love New Orleans. I've been there a couple of times. I love their food.
We did not make jokes. Before. We were just telling what we just happen to mention what Hollywood,
like True Blood. We're talking
Hollywood is in Louisiana. Yeah, they do that. Yeah. They make True Blood they made Vampire Louisiana. So like it's for some reason maybe it's the voodoo thing. Isn't it like Louisiana?
So. Yeah.
So,
voodoo, yeah.
So maybe it's that vibe.
Somebody from Louisiana is like, y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Y'all listen here.
All right. Who offended who?
Yes, sir. I have no idea how they talk.
Close enough.
I'm just going by the water boy. That's like my Bobby Boucher.
Coach.
What's that, Coach? The one that you can't understand the damn word he said.
They call it like farmer. Do they call him Farmer Fran? I don't know.
I think it's Farmer Fran. Yeah.
Cajun man. Okay.
The hell, Tom. Okay. Anyway, let's wrap up, guys, before we offend any more.
I just want all of you to know that I didn't make one accent. I didn't make one. That was Randall. That's RAN.
All right. So wrapping up, guys, anything on we're going to take a couple weeks off. We're taking an extra week off, actually, because we're doing some out of town stuff. So it's going to be 2 weeks till we record another episode. But before that, anything you guys what's on your mind? Any show recommendations, news, etc.?
Don't smoke crack. No, I'm excited about. We're taking a little vacation. I've been wanting to take a vacation. We haven't taken one since we went to Galveston, and that was like in June or something like that. So it's gonna be a nice little vacation this weekend, and we should be seeing some cooler weather. Got to enjoy this next month because November. It's just going to be, getting ready to overstuff ourselves, and then Christmas, spending a lot of money on cool gifts for the kids and stuff. So
for sure.
I'm excited about the next couple of weeks, man. I love Halloween. Hopefully everybody gets into it too. Check out the old school horror movies. And if you're into like this nostalgic thing that's going on, there is a ton of funny, crazy, scary, hilarious horror movies from the 80s that you can check out, especially American Werewolf in London. I know this is like the 40th time we mentioned it.
It's a classic. You can't mention it enough, movie. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Joseph, anything on your mind?
Like I said earlier, it's kind of been weird. It hasn't felt like the same October. It's just not. I mean,
carve some pumpkins, Joseph.
I haven't had time to do anything, man. I mean, I've just been But aside from all that,
we're gonna go to a pumpkin festival next week, Joseph. You'll be happy.
Yeah, maybe. Aside from all that, just as usual, like I did last year, I just want to tell everybody out there, enjoy yourself this Halloween. We're not going to, like Randy said, we're not going to officially have like a before Halloween episode. So just want to take this time to remind everybody to be cool, have fun, enjoy yourself, take care of your kids, hopefully help out other parents and look out for their kids, men and women. If you're going to a Halloween party, for adults, then cool, but please don't be walking around the streets wearing anything too revealing, men and women. Halloween,
unless you're listening to House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes. Halloween is a magical time for children, for little goblins, Buzz Lightyears,
we're
princesses.
Really saving ourselves right here after all the shit we've talked about.
So
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Justin.
no. So yeah, just have a good time, everybody. Have a good, safe time.
Should we have a little competition or something like that? Should we post like if anybody wants? We still have a few koozies left over, some of our stuff. If you send us your funniest or your best Halloween costume this year, we'll pick out the funniest or best one, and maybe we'll send you a koozie or a shirt or something like that.
Yeah, tag us.
Original.
Tag us or send it. Yeah, something original. Don't just dress like in the shitty trash bag Frankenstein mask one that we had when we were kids.
That'd be cool. Maybe something your best original out the box.
Yeah, this year
that'd be pretty cool.
Did you see what I was? I was Ditka.
Yeah.
Next year I'm going to be Ditka on vacation. The following year will be Ditka in a box, and I was in a box.
I would say this. I didn't purchase a Halloween costume because my son is going to be the Ultimate Warrior. We got him a bunch of cool stuff.
Nice.
So I able to take care of it.
I was able to take care of it. I'm excited.
Just like Bobby Heenan for him.
No. But here's the thing. I was going to buy a wrestling
like. You can be Dilberg.
I was, but I have this old
no,
Elvis.
Dilberg, not Goldberg.
I have this old. I have this old Elvis costume, and I thought, well, why not just wear the Elvis costume and tell everybody I'm the Honky Tonk Man, and we could be Ultimate Warrior versus the Honky Tonk Man, SummerSlam 1988. So I'm probably just gonna be. I don't know if I can still fit in it, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Suck it in. Suck it in. Just don't eat for 3 days and then slide that fucking thing on.
I just had tacos for lunch, so I don't know if I'm gonna. But guys, the one thing I want to wrap up.
You all had tacos. I woke up and had breakfast. I ate fucking eggs like an hour ago.
I've already had 2 meals, Joe. So that's
before we started
at 8:30.
I do want to talk a little bit about two quick things. Liam Neeson is going to reboot The Naked Gun along with Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, he's going to be Frank Drebin. I think Herschel Walker would play a great Nordberg. I don't know about this though. I'm so tied to The Naked Gun with so many memories of childhood and the Zucker brothers. So I don't know. I'm going to hold off judgment on that. We could talk about it when it comes closer. But the one thing I do want to discuss a little bit, this Blink-182 reunion. We were talking about a little earlier. The prices of the tickets are ridiculous.
I've heard, dude. Is it their show or like a festival that they're playing at?
I thought it was their show.
Yeah. Their tour? Like their tours?
Yeah, their tour. It's going to be their tour. Wow. I would go. I would pay to see them, and I think that's cool. They brought back, after Mark came back, he beat cancer, and he's doing so well. And what's his name is tired of chasing aliens, and I was
Tom
going
DeLonge.
back. Yeah. Tom DeLonge needs more money, man, to pay off the government officials so you can find out more about aliens.
Travis Barker doesn't need any money. He married into money.
He did, and he's had so many side projects as well. I will say this: I was looking at their discography, and I saw that their first big album. they had the Dude Ranch album that came out, I think, in '98, and in 2001 was Enema of the State. That was the album that really, And I was thinking, Blink-182 was big long after I was in high school and in college, but I think this band really is more towards your generation. This band is more towards your generation in terms of the recall and what you grew up with, but you guys listened to them a lot in high school, right?
Oh yeah, dude. What's My Age Again was something that we played over and over. I still fucking listen to it every birthday to remind myself how fucking old I am.
So it's going to be interesting.
It is true though. No, I will say, Ren, just to add to that, Enema of the State was probably their biggest album, but Dude Ranch had a lot. I mean, we knew who they were from what's the name of the song from Dude Ranch? Damn It? Is it Damn It?
Yeah, Damn It.
Yeah. So Damn It was like their, I think,
played on the X Games. I think that's where we started.
I know it came out. One of the songs came out and Can't Hardly Wait. When another song came
it was
out,
Damn It.
And American Pie. You know what I mean? They were really popular at one point in time, man.
Dude Ranch was a good album too, and I think they were
just not a place I want to go party at.
I'd have to say although it was their third album, Enema of the State's probably what kicked them into another gear as far as the MTV thing going and that pop punk thing. I don't think Dude Ranch was so pop punk. Just there's a lot of good songs.
I think there's too many dudes.
But yeah, like Bob said, dude, if given the opportunity, I would go see them play. I think I mentioned to you guys earlier, they've recorded a few albums without Tom. And I think their Neighborhoods album that came out in 2011 and California and everything else, it's more of a mature punk sound, I guess. So I think you might actually probably. Well, I mean, it's not like you're not into them, Randy. But
It's got to be better
I
than
do
Wake
like
Me
them.
Up Before September Ends.
I would
hell
listen to them. I like that. There's a couple of memes out there, and one of them is, when people see the price of the tickets, they have a picture of, say it ain't so, I will not go. Because I mean, but I would like to see them. I'm not gonna lie, and I think the thing is the nostalgia factor, and that's what this podcast is based on.
Yeah.
The nostalgia and how strong nostalgia is. So when you have Blink-182 coming out and saying this is our lineup, our most famous lineup, and we're going out there and tour, and we're going to city, and we're back together, that nostalgia factor is what you pay for. You pay for the the music and the environment, but it's really to relive those core memories that you had listening and growing up to their music.
Yeah, I agree with that 1,000,000%. I think it'd be a great experience if I could check them out. I know they're going to be in Austin at one point in time next year.
Next summer, I think. Yeah.
Next summer. Yeah, I believe. I think if I could buy a ticket, if I could afford it, I'd like to go see them. I mean, because one, live music, you just can't beat live music. Two, it's a band I listened to a ton when we were in high school. And three, you don't know how long Mark had. I mean, Mark just beat cancer and everything like that, but it kind of puts, life and everything in perspective. Maybe that's why they got back together and put all their differences aside. So I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be a really cool show to see. You know what I mean? It's not like the Rolling Stones that are like, this is the last tour. And then they're like, no, we're fucking around. This is really the last tour. And then 10 years later, no, this is really you know that this is going to probably be their last and only tour.
Rolling
So
Stones.
yeah,
Maybe we could pull the Athletic Greens money together and get.
Yeah, we can throw somebody and sell our souls.
Yeah, we
Then
can buy
we can
one
make
ticket.
a yearly calendar, and sell it to people.
Any other last thoughts? You guys good?
Oh, we're good, man. Eat your vegetables. Take your vitamins.
All right, guys, that's our show, everyone. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know what your favorite Halloween song is. Also, send us your Halloween costume pictures. You can tag us on Formidable Opponents on Instagram. And most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all social media platforms by searching for Formidable Opponents. We want to thank Creative Little Pill for her great artwork. Please follow her on Instagram at Creative Little Pill. And please rate and review us on Apple and Spotify. We're taking next week off, but join us in 2 weeks as we'll debate best Stone Temple Pilots song. We're looking forward to that one. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. Y'all have a safe and happy Halloween, and we'll see you next time.
Wilson Lennon, baby.